We hear a lot about tech certifications, but there's one that sounds less like a test and more like an endurance event, the CCIE Enterprise Infrastructure Lab exam. We're talking about an 8-hour hands-on marathon where you have to build, run, and fix a complex corporate network from scratch.
It's pretty much the final boss of networking certifications, and the latest version, v1.1, which dropped in late 2023, has really upped the ante. It's not just about routing and switching anymore. They've thrown in heavy hitters like software-defined infrastructure and automation.
8 hours sounds brutal. I can't even focus on a movie for that long.
Well, imagine sitting in a silent room for 8 hours, where a single typo in hour 6 could bring down the entire virtual infrastructure you just spent the day building. And you're paying $1,600 for the privilege of that stress every single time you attempt it.
So why the update to v1.1? What changed to make it necessary?
It's Cisco's way of saying the industry has fundamentally shifted. One of the major new topics is infrastructure automation and programmability. It's a clear signal that just being a hardware guru isn't enough. If you can't write code to manage your infrastructure, you're on your way to becoming a relic. In this world, a certification proves you read the book. A CCIE lab proves you can survive the fire.
So, it's a massive technical hurdle with a seriously high price tag. But I have to assume that for the people who actually get across that finish line, the rewards must be pretty substantial.
Oh, they are. The numbers are frankly a little wild. You're generally looking at a salary starting around $125,000, but the top earners are pushing past $212,000 a year. It's a huge career accelerator.
So, it's not just a certificate, it's a direct financial lever.
Exactly. That 20% to 25% salary premium you get over your uncertified colleagues is the real story. It's basically job security in a world where tech roles are constantly evolving. It elevates you from being a technician who takes orders to an architect who designs the company's digital backbone. And it's not just about money, it's a global passport. Since Cisco is used everywhere, that badge means you can find a high-level job in almost any country you want.
That makes sense. It's a clear path to the top. But if it's that hard, and the failure rate is notoriously high, how does anyone actually pass this 8-hour beast, especially on the first try?
That's the $1 million, or I guess, the $1,600 question. The biggest hurdle is getting realistic practice, and that's where services like SPOTO come in. They offer a whole suite of tools, from verified workbooks to one-on-one support. They even claim you can pass the prerequisite written exam in about a week.
I see. So, it's about closing that gap between knowing the theory and actually doing it under pressure.
Yes, and for an engineer with a full-time job, time is the real enemy, not the technology itself. Having a pre-built practice lab with a tutor on call 24/7 means you're not burning weeks just trying to set up a place to study. You're focused on what matters.
You mentioned a real lab environment. Why is that the most critical part of the preparation?
Because the exam fee is too high for trial and error. If your practice setup doesn't perfectly mirror the real exam's layout and latency, you're going to be completely blindsided on test day. You're training muscle memory. Passing on the first try isn't just about saving $1,600. It's about saving months of your life and a massive amount of mental energy. It's about practicing on the same field you'll be playing on.
So it all comes down to efficiency. Use the right tools, simulate the real-world stress, and get that badge.
That's the formula. To sum it all up, the CCIE EI version 1.1 is this grueling 8-hour practical exam focused on modern networking, including automation, that costs $1,600 an attempt. But the payoff is a major salary jump, with certified pros earning roughly 25% more than their peers. The exam's focus on automation shows that coding is now mandatory in this field. And finally, the key to success isn't just studying harder. It's using simulation tools to perfectly replicate the test environment, which is the most reliable way to pass on your first go.